Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all your awesome comments. Thank you for doing the things. And for being here, for having the preparedness mindset. Thank you. Very important. Remember, asset column versus liability column. We need more assets out there so when things go south, we don't have more to deal with as far as liabilities out there, potential problems and threats. But anyway, this video is about disabled and older people in SHTF. See my get up right here? Yeah. Everybody doesn't have to be like this, okay? You don't have to be all tactical, high speed, low drag, right? To be of worth. No, you don't. Older people are a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, for one thing. Take advantage of that. Don't disregard people that are older or disabled for joining your group or for you gaining information from just because they're older, they're disabled. Don't do that. Or a man or a woman for any, if you're a man, just don't say, oh, I'm not going to listen to that woman because I'm a tactical high-speed operator. Hey, maybe she knows something that you don't. Maybe she can shed some new light on something. Same with disabled people and older people. Do not disregard them whatsoever. Take advantage of the knowledge, of their abilities. Disabled people, one thing is that the human body is, if you're disabled in one area, other areas pick up, so they become stronger. So if a person that's blind, their hearing is outstanding, their smell is outstanding. So use that. I'm not saying take advantage of them. I'm saying incorporate them into your group. Have them help out where they can. They can be a huge asset. Somebody that is deaf, they can't hear. Well, their vision is really good. Their smell is really good. Along the same lines, all these things. Just because somebody in a wheelchair doesn't mean they're worthless, okay? There's things you can work around. You can work around disabilities. You can work around limitations. We all have them. I have limitations, okay? Everybody, you do, okay? We all have strengths and weaknesses. So, mitigate your weaknesses and build your strengths, and also try to improve those areas you're weak on. Some areas you can't improve on. If you have a disability that's permanent, you're not necessarily going to change that. But take advantage of this, especially elderly people. And I'm not talking like ancient or anything like that. Anywhere from, ancient to, not super old, but maybe I'm not in my 20s anymore. So maybe you got a group of guys that's in their 20s. They're all, former military, stuff like that. They're doing the things, and, maybe they don't want to listen to somebody my age or something like that, or even older. That's doing a big disservice to yourselves, I'll tell you that. Listen to older people. The knowledge is amazing. My grandparents were preppers, although they weren't preppers because it was just the way of life. My grandma always had a root cellar. She always canned. They always had a big, huge, massive garden. She canned all the stuff they grew. She cooked everything from scratch. They had a root cellar, basement type thing that they always had really well stocked because they did things like live through the Great Depression. So hey, that just used to be a way of life. A lot of people have gotten used to the on-demand nature of today's world, where if we want some food, we may have, a day of food in our fridge or a couple of items in our fridge, and we go to the store every single day. Well, we don't do that, right, as preppers? No, we look ahead. We're forward thinking. So use these skills, and an elderly person or an older person, the longer they've been on this earth, right, the more things they've done. Now, somebody may not have super amounts of skills, but some may. They may be vital skills that you don't know about. You don't know the old school way of doing this, the simplistic way of doing that, the rustic way, all that kind of like the pioneer ways, all those pioneer skills. The mountain trappers that lived out in the middle of the mountains by themselves. What did they eat? How did they eat? How do they deal with getting enough fat in their diet? So many different things. Greens. How did they get the proper vitamin C and all this stuff like that they had. So it's a very, very good source of information, of knowledge, and of abilities. So one good thing, one really, really good role an older person can fit would be in the trainer role. Training and teaching skills and knowledge, showing you how to do things, because they've done a lot of things hands-on. You may have read about it, you may have watched videos about it, but they've done it, they've lived it. So take advantage of that. Incorporate them. Encourage them also. And let them know that, okay, they can't do these things. They can't run and gun. Okay, let them know that you will for them. You'll take care of them. You'll protect them. You'll provide what you can with this for them. Help them to feel safe. And then they will help you feel safe in other ways, in other, all the other skills that they can provide. So incorporate them. I actually honestly would encourage you guys to look them up, search them out, try to get people like that in. Even if they don't have 5 years worth of food storage and all the tactical high-speed gear, the knowledge is worth its weight in gold. That's worth as much as food storage is, because they may be able to teach you how to live off the land. What's edible? Is that edible? Is that edible? That's edible. That's huckleberries. And over there, that's edible. The berries off that are edible because it's salal. There's Oregon grape over there. There's all different things. What can they teach you? Who knows? Maybe they lived a subsistence living for most of their life, and they're just old, so they don't do it anymore. We don't know. Don't prejudge people. That's for one thing. Get to know them. Get to know what they have to offer. And I'm not just saying incorporate elderly and handicapped people just because you don't feel sorry for them. Do not feel sorry for them. They are awesome people, and don't incorporate them in your group just because of those two factors. If there's a personality problem, if there's a substance problem, if there's a morality, a faith issue, whatever it may be, then yeah, tell them that they're not going to work out. That's okay. There's nothing wrong. Don't feel bad about that. Don't feel I'm turning away a disabled person. No, don't do that, because there are some things you got to draw a line. You got to draw a line in the sand of your group. You don't want people that could cause potential problems, but you want people that can teach, can train, can provide different skill sets and in different areas that you may not have. So think about that. I'm not going to go on adding a bunch of fluff to the video. I don't do that. So that is what it is. Take it for what it is. Think about it. Think about who's around you that you can learn from. What about that elderly neighbor across the street? What can she offer you as far as knowledge? What can he offer you as far as knowledge? The disabled person at work. Talk to them. Incorporate them. Get to know them. You may be surprised. Prep a little every day and prep at a peace of mind and a fear. And if you can, be working on your fitness. Doing this kind of stuff, running and gunning, takes a high fitness level. So, and November is coming. Be ready. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.